Okay. Good evening, everyone. Hope you are all safe during this pandemic. Uh, I hope it is my voice is audible to everyone. Welcome back to the web development training program. It's a free online training program conducted by APSSDC. And as we are aware of that, nowadays all the emerging technologies are growing rapidly in the market, rapidly growing in the market. So we supposed to upgrade ourselves to the market requirements. Okay, so in order to meet all the requirements of the market, so we plan to conduct a training program on web development using React.js. Okay, so and it is a 30 days training program, and it will covers all the concepts like Git version control tool, HTML5, CSS3, Bootstrap, JavaScript, and React.js. And the participants who can apply for this training is all final year students of engineering and passed outs. So this is a free online training program, and the timings from 5 to 6:30. And this is all about the training. And I thank to uh, speaker of the training, Mr. Jangareddy sir, who work as a UI developer at Tech Mahindra at Hyderabad. And sir having more than 5 years of experience under various developmental activities in various platforms. And also sir worked as a freelance trainer to deliver the content which is related to developmental activities. Okay, I would like to say thanks to sir for accepting our invitation to conduct the 30 days online training program on the emerging technology on web development using React.js. Okay, so I request all the participants to utilize this opportunity to and to enhance your skills. Okay, and we will share the day-wise schedule to in the chat box, and those who are from YouTube they can find day-wise schedule at description box, and those who are from Airmeet and other platforms they can see in the chat box. Okay, and I'll hand out the session to sir. uh, and before that I just want to mention some of the points. Every day there will be feedback. We will take feedback at the end of the session, and based on the feedback we will give participation or completion certificates to all the participants. Okay, and there is no interaction in between the session. We'll give it 5 to 10 minutes time at the end of the session. You can if you have any queries you can respond in between those timings. Okay, other than that you are not supposed to speak anything because it will be interrupt the online session. Okay, and the participants can raise hand. You will find at the top right corner. You will find at the top right corner. If you raise your hand, we will give right permissions to you so that you can speak, and you can if you want to present anything in front of the sir you can present. So once if you raise hand option, I'll give access to them. Okay, this is a doubt clarification, the way that they can clear their doubts. Okay, and sir is going to give a daily task to all the participants, and we will cross check it at the starting of the session. As we are all that today is the first day, so we don't have any task, and from tomorrow onwards we have a everyday task. Okay, that will be monitored, and that will be assessed at the starting of the session, and we will give a time for queries at the end of the session. Huh? Okay, and every day we will take feedback, so that will be attendance. So based on the feedback that you fill, that we will consider as attendance, and based on the attendance we will give participation. Those who got 70 percent and more than that, we will issue completion certificates to them. Okay. This is all the important points that I would like to mention, and this session will be hand over to sir. Sir, you can talk.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Good evening. Welcome to the session of web development using React.js. So everyone is audible. Thank you. Thank you for the response. Let me share my screen, and we will start 30 days of web development using React.js. Please let me know like if you are unable to see my screen. Can you see my screen? Yes. Thank you. So this will be the agenda of the session. Today we will try to learn about Git and basics of HTML5. First, we will start with Git, and later we will start with HTML. As Lalish and Sunil has discussed, this is regarding web development, that is into UI. We will learn about HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. As this is the first session, I would like to start with Git. First one, what is the main use of using Git? Git is a version control tool which is used to store your project repositories. For example, if I want to make an application and it should be shared across multiple team members, then we can make use of this Git. For example, you have made a project, you want to make it live, then we can also use this Git and GitHub, which is a hosting service for the Git, where we can host our applications. For this first one, we can start with Git. So in order to have Git in your system, just you can download from gitsem.com. gitsem.com. See, if you have any queries in this installation and everything, I have given the links in this, like the software, the editors, the official documentation, and the notes. So this will be shared at the end of the session. So meanwhile, we will start with installation. So first we need to download Git based upon the OS you have. So once you have downloaded, once you have installed, you can just check in the browser, like on the desktop, just give a right click. When you give a right click, you will find something called Git bash here. Normally, if you don't install Git, you will not get these two options. First one, Git UI, and next one is Git bash. So once it is successfully done, you can just click on Git bash here. The very first step, you need to download from website the Git, the software. Once after successful installation, once you have downloaded it and successful installation, then you can give right click on the desktop anywhere. You can also use any of the drive. For example, I have E drive here, just I'm trying to click on it, like Git bash here. Then you will get something called a command prompt. Next one, you just need to open something called GitHub. So make sure that you will use GitHub. This GitHub has million repositories across the globe, which is open source. Like we can use it, we can reuse it, like we can share our projects. For the beginner level, for suppose you have made a project of 2 or 3 pages, like you have made an application related to hotel, you have made an application related to some health, or some website, like 2 or 3 pages in your basic assignment, then you can make use of this Git in order to make it live. In the sense we can host it. So for this, first you need to log in into your GitHub account. In the sense, you just need to create your account. For creating this account, it will take some time. Like you need to have a username and password. You just need to create with a username and password. Once you have done successfully, then you will get a panel like this. So first step, what we will do is that we will try to learn about the git commands. In this git, first one, git is mainly used for storing the projects. In the sense, we can use this git and a github in order to make our projects live. For example, you have made a basic applications. And you want to make the website live. Then you can use this Git. First one, you need to download the Git software, and in the GitHub, you just need to create an account. In this, we have very first command called clone. I will try to show you practically also. First one, we have something called clone. What is meaning of a clone? Clone will try to copy a folder from our remote machine. Remote machine in the sense from our internet. Like for example, we have created a folder here. I want to copy this folder from here to from my local machine. Local machine in the sense in my drive or somewhere on desktop also. In order to copy it, for example, I have created a folder here. I just want to copy it somewhere in my local machine. Then I can use the first command called git clone. Next one, we need to use next command called git add. What is the meaning of add? Using git add, we can add all the files from our whatever the files we have done. For example, you have developed an application with home page, services page, and about us page. I want to make these 3 pages to upload in this GitHub account. Then we can use this command called git add. Next one, in order to commit all the changes in our local files, in order to commit all the files in a local, for example, I have opened my editor, I'm trying to write some code, and I want to put it I want to commit all the changes. I want to save all the changes. Then we can use something called git commit. And next, during this git commit, you will get 2 errors. In the sense, you will find out 2 errors in this, where we need to write something called git config. What is the meaning of config? Config is mainly used to check the identity. For example, I'm trying to put my files. For example, here I'm trying to put my files. For example, I have created a folder in my E drive like system task something, and I want to put this folder here. So git config will try to check the identity, whether the concerned person is trying to put the files in his repository or not. It will ask us the username and password. When very first time when you are doing it, it will try to ask the username and password. Git config will try to give us check the identity, whether the correct person is putting the code into this repository or not. And the last command which is left is git push. What is the meaning of git push? For example, whatever the files we have cloned, added, commit, and config, it will try to add all the files into a repository. In the sense the local folder. So we have only basic 5 commands for the beginner. First, let me start with clone, add, commit, config, and push. If we have any errors in this, for example, as a developer, we will try to get so many errors. In the sense, we will try to face some errors. So what is the only solution? We need to make sure that we can browse it across the internet, the best website where we can find the solutions for any of the issues. Like we can just go through Stack Overflow. For example, I have typed something like this, like Stack Overflow, like git push. I have some error here, so I'm just trying to type. Just type your errors and just add git Stack Overflow. You will get n number of solutions. Like if you got stuck somewhere, like you are unable to find it out, you can see here a tick mark where it will try to tell us the exact solution of the particular problem. So there you can use this particular commands. Not only for the Git, for any programming language which you are unable to answer or which you have been facing some issues, instead of blocking there itself, you can just use this online resources and make use of it and make your work done. So Git is mainly used to store the repositories. In the sense, it is, we can say it as a version control tool, where a group of people will be working on a single folder or a single project, where they can collaborate each other and work on different files. For example, see here, we are among, like for example, we are 100 people in the chat. Like we want to do some project. What we will do is that I will try to create a folder here, where I will try to give an access to each and every individual. For example, person A is doing home page, person B is doing some other X module, or person C is working on other module. We can together collaborate in order to form one particular project. So Git is mainly used for this thing. For a beginner, you can also make the practice projects, the assignments whatever you do, or the layouts whatever you practice from the online resources, from YouTube or anywhere. You can just host in this GitHub, and you can put in your resume, so you will get the better chances of hiring. For example, if you don't have any options, uh, you don't have any options to get a job. For example, you want to show your skills. This is a one of the way, like beginner level, where we can make projects and we can store in this GitHub, and based upon the projects whatever you mention also, you will get a very good number of jobs. So let me start with the first folder, how to create a Git repository. First we need to click on plus symbol. We need to choose new repository. See, if you are got stuck with some steps also, we will try to share the documentation of it, notes of it, and the commands very clearly, but make sure that you will listen it very carefully. First one, we can click on new repository. Click on new repository, and it will ask your name. For example, as it is a day one here, as it is a day one of our session, we will work for 30 days based upon this concept, like the schedule. So this is a day one. I'm trying to create the folder name as day one here, and I'm trying to create add a readme. You need to please check on add a readme file. You need to click on add a readme file. It will try to give us a description about your project. So first one, you need to give some name for your project, and you need to click on add a readme file. Then please click on create repository. Please click on create repository. Once it has been done successfully, you will get this interface, where it will try to show your folder name, that is your whatever the profile you have created, as well as the current repository name, in the sense current folder name. Here I would like to click on code. Just see here, I have clicked on green color button. Some button is there which is in the form of green color. Just I'm trying to click on it. Here I have something called a URL. I have URL. You can just copy it like this, or else you can just click on here. Just copy this URL. Very first step, you just need to install Git. You need to create a GitHub account. You need to click on this plus symbol, click on create repository, readme, then you will get this interface. That is the first step. Next step, you just need to select copy this, or you can just click on this add button also, it will be copied. Now please go to any of the drive which you are comfortable with. Like I'm just choosing here, and something like E drive. So please click on git bash here. Please click on git bash here. So first thing, we have checked whether the software has been installed, but here again you need to click on this git bash here. Once we have done this, so please see here, I don't have any folder mentioned with day one here. I don't have any folder mentioned with day one. But as soon as I write the first command, what is the first command we have? Git clone. So it will try to copy the folder from the remote machine. Remote machine in the sense the internet, what I'm trying to use, to the local machine, the drive which I'm trying to use, the E drive. So I'm just trying to paste it here. Just click on enter. See, once I have clicked on enter, you can see some folder has been created. The last folder, the day one, has been created. So let me show you. See, here I have a file name called readme. Here I have a file name called readme, and the same file name which is matching in a remote machine. In the sense, the GitHub folder also, the GitHub account also, it is matching with the same. Here also I have a readme file. Here also I have a readme file here. So this is the first step in order to clone. So whatever the project you do, whatever the work you do, like what are the assignments you are trying to do, just make sure that you will work on this particular folder. You will work on this particular folder. So for this, I will start with a basic HTML file, basic one HTML file, and I will try to put that into live, and I will try to put the same link in the chat. I will try to put the same link in the chat where you can also access in your mobiles, in your desktops also. So let me do the first step. So here, in order to write some code, we will be using several editors. Like we will be using several editors. Here I am trying to choose Sublime Text. You can use Notepad also if you don't have any resource of internet, no software in your local desktops or laptops. Then you can use Notepad also. But here I am trying to use something called a Sublime Text. So I will just try to open the folder here. File, open folder. Here, where did I save the folder? Like in E drive. So day one. So I'm just navigating to the same folder where I have created. So you can see the same repository here. So in this, let me start with the very first one, a basic HTML file. A basic HTML file. So for this, you can just create a new file, Control N, Control S. You can just save the file in your drive where you have sent. Like please check the folder where you are trying to access. So I will try to create a file name as index.html. So whatever the files you create, make sure that the file name is with .html extension. Like in C, C++, any of the programming language, we use particular extension. In a similar way, here we need to use .html. So here, let me start with the first line. Let me start with the first line. We can use Notepad also, but when we use these editors, we will get the proper indentation, the proper formatting of the tags, only for particular reason. Like in order to type fast also, we can also use these editors. Like it will try to give us auto completeness. Like it will try to fill it automatically. So very first line I'm trying to write doc type. Let me write very first line doc type. So you can ask me like what is the meaning of first line? First line indicates it will tell the corresponding document has been written using HTML5. The very first line indicates the corresponding document has been written using HTML5. In our previous versions, we used to have different, like whatever we are trying to learn in the 30 days course, we will start with all the latest version. In HTML, we are starting with HTML5. The meaning of first line indicates the corresponding document. Whatever you have written in this document, is of HTML5. It is not a tag. We don't have any closing tag for this. Next one, we will start with HTML. And we have something called close here. We call this one as opening tag and we call this one as closing tag. We call opening tag and closing tag. In this, we have something called head. So let me write head here. In this head tag, we have title. For example, let me write day one course. I'm just trying to write day one course here. After head, we need to write body. So here, whatever I write in the body part, in the browser, it will be displayed in this white space. In the sense, the browser part. For example, let me open this file and check. In order to open the output, in order to display the output, you can just give a right click here, and open in browser. So once you have done with this, open in browser. So whatever we write in this body tag will be displayed in this browser white space. Whatever we have written in this title tag open and title tag close, whatever I have written in title tag open and title tag close will be displayed in the browser tab. Can you see here day one course is visible? So whatever we write between the title tag open and title tag close will be displayed in the browser title. Whatever we have written in between the body tag open and body tag close, it will be displayed here. So this is a basic structure of HTML5. Like this is a basic structure. Like we can say this is the basic structure of HTML document. In this, we also have something called meta. meaning of meta indicates, meta means information. Like if I want to give information, like it gives some information about the data. Like I want to tell something about it. I want to describe about my page. Then we can use something called meta. Here we will have something called meta charset is equals to UTF-8. Meta charset is equals to UTF-8. We will use only this line. We also have author, keywords, and description. Apart from this charset, we also have author, keywords, and description. But we will try to, as a UI developer, like as a developer, like HTML developer, we will be focusing on only this tag, that is meta space charset is equals to UTF-8. What is the meaning of this? See, for example, in our earlier versions, we used to have another standard. We used to have the different standard which is unable to encode each and every character what we have written in body tag. We used to have different standards based upon the each and every HTML version. But for this HTML5, we have something called meta space charset is equals to UTF-8. UTF means Unicode Transformation Format. Unicode Transformation Format. It will try to encode each and every character. So here I have written 8. It means it will try to encode each and everything in the form of 8 bits, nothing more. See, if we go into technically, we can say UTF stands for Unicode Transformation Format. It will try to convert each and every character. For example, I have written A here. So what happens? It will try to encode the character A in the format of binary values like 101010, where this browser can understand like what we are trying to write, nothing more. So this is a basic standard of HTML. So let me put in this complete HTML document, you have seen here HTML and HTML close, head tag open, again head tag close, body tag open and body tag close. We call this one as a paid tags. When we have an opening tag and a closing tag in separate format, like we have written separately, then we call it as a paid tags. When we don't have opening tag and a closing tag at once, we call it as empty tag. For example, in C, C++, Java, if I want to put some readability to my code, readability to my code, we use some comments. In the similar way, here also in HTML, we write comments in this way. So hope the screen is visible. We can write less than symbol, exclamatory mark. Sorry, we cannot call less than symbol. We can call it as angular braces or gummets. Exclamatory mark, hyphen, hyphen, and hyphen, hyphen in the symbol. So we call it as comments. For example, I just want to tell the meaning for the particular line. For example, I have written 10 lines of code where the other developer should also able to understand. So there we can put some comments so that the other person will understand like what we are trying to write. So first one, let me write some basic tag here. P. What is the meaning of P here? P indicates paragraph. For paragraph, we have an opening tag and a closing tag. For a paragraph, we have an opening and a closing tag. So in this paragraph, I'm just trying to write lorem. So in order to get the text automatically, usually I need to type. Instead of typing, we can also use a keyword called lorem, and you just need to give a tab where it will try to give some piece of text. So I got some text here. So as we have discussed, whatever we write in body tag open and body tag close will be displayed here. So can you see here in this browser white space, like we got the output, like what the paragraph. We have written some paragraph. So it is getting scrolled right. Let me remove some text. So we call it as this one. This one we call it as complete thing. Like we have a tag here and we have some text here. Again we have some closing tag. We can say this one as a start tag and this is a close tag. We can call this complete thing as an element. For example, I have same thing. I have written the same format. Or else, let me copy this. And I'm trying to use the same format. Here, for suppose, I have written something like this. Style. Example, I have written something like style. We call this style as attribute. Attribute will try to apply some properties for a particular HTML element. This complete, for example, if I have written p tag open and p tag close, we call it as a normal tag. But if I have some text in between it, we call it as an element. Whereas if I have written something like this, like style equals to something, then we call it as attribute followed by property and value. The best thing is we should always use some hexadecimal code values. Here I'm just trying to type manually as a red, as is the beginning session. So I'm trying to write here. So if you can see the output, we got paragraph first one and paragraph second one. We got two paragraphs here. We got two paragraphs. For example, I'm trying to write welcome to the session. Welcome to the session. Hi everyone. I'm just trying to write this thing. So this is the two lines. For suppose this is the two lines I'm just trying to write here. So this is the first HTML file, and I want to put this HTML file. I want to host this HTML file in my GitHub. Like I want to put it here. So we have done with the first HTML file, and I just want to upload this file to this GitHub account. So first command we need to write is, so as it is in, see, you can see here as it is in E drive and day one, let me write cd. Cd indicates current directory, E followed by day one. So it will navigate to the current folder. Next command, you just need to write git add minus capital A. Git add minus capital A. It means we are trying to add all the files. For example, we have only one file here. So we can also write git space add space index.html. But suppose if we have 100 files, we cannot type each and everything, right? So I'm just trying to use a caps A, git add space minus caps A indicates all files. Next one, commit minus m. You need to write a small m followed by some message. M indicates message here. So whatever the files we have created, it will try to commit. In the sense, it will try to save it. For example, like it will try to commit it. Git commit minus m hello. Just I'm trying to give an enter. So it will try to show you the list of files what we have committed. Like we have only one file here, like index.html. So it is trying to show the same file here. First one, we have used clone. Then we have opened the same folder in our editor. We have written a small basic HTML file. After writing this HTML file, I have navigated to the current folder. Then I have added the files. Then I have used something called a commit, where it will try to commit all these files. Next one, I'm trying to use git push and just give an enter. So once it is done, it will try to show you 100%. So like see here, it is done. So in order to check whether the file has been uploaded, we can just refresh it. So can you see here index.html? So whatever the file we have created in our local machine, in the sense in our drive, we have uploaded here using these commands: clone, add, commit. See, I didn't get any error, so I didn't write because I have been using this git. I won't get. But for the first time when you are using, it will try to ask you the username and the password. Like you need to enter. Next one is push. So push has added these files. Now I should able to generate a live link. I should able to generate a link where everyone can access this. For suppose, understand this is my project. I have done some project like index.html. I want to share with everyone. Like I want to keep in my resume, or I want to share it. Like how can I do? You can just click on settings. Just click on settings. Once you have clicked on settings, just scroll it down. Just scroll the page. You will find something called GitHub pages. Here you just need to save. Here you just need to select main. Once you have clicked on settings, it will try to go to the next page. In that, you just scroll it down and click on main, and you just need to click on save here. Please click on save. Once you have saved, see it will automatically give this message, and you can see something remember the tab is like the option is GitHub pages. It will try to give us the URL. So for the first time it will try to take some time to load. It will try some time to load, like it will take some time to load to in order to get this the output, nothing more. So tell them we can also, you can just refresh the page. For example, if you are not getting, you can also write something like this. Because I have only one file, I'm just trying to write, or else it will try to navigate to the same file itself. For example, see here, I'm trying to copy this link and I'm trying to share in the chat here. So once you click on this link, you can see in the chat box also have entered the URL where you can access in your mobile also, where you can access in your mobile also. So hope you're clear with this first example. Like first one, we have just installed Git and we have opened a Sublime text where we have added created a file, simple basic file, and the same basic file we were trying to host in Git. In the sense, we were trying to put our in a repository. So what is the repository name I have? See, earlier I used to have only one folder, but I have second folder like day one. In this day one, I have this file. I got some URL. Based upon this URL link, you can access, like you can just access this link where you can share your project with your teammates, friends, and everyone. You can also use the same link in your resumes also. For example, you can work on different templates based upon this UI, like front-end development. You can do some tasks. Like every day, whatever the task you get, like every day at the end of the session, I will try to give some assignments to you. You make sure for the 30 days, you create some 30 folders in your repositories, so that when once after 30 days, you will understand like what did you learn from this course. For 30 days you will be given some 30 assignments, so you work on those 30 assignments and put all those assignments in your Git repositories, so that you will get all the concepts, like the basics, how to develop an application, and how to host in GitHub, so this is the first file. Now see, for example, we are trying to create this web pages, web links and everything, right? We are trying to create this web pages. Here if you can see here, like here if you can see, these pages are used to create some web pages. Like we want to create some websites, we use this HTML. We can use this HTML. As we have discussed, meta space capset is equals to UTF-8. It will try to encode each and every character in the form of machine readable format, in the sense so that browser can understand, decode it and display it. So here we also have something called names, sorry, author, description and keywords. For suppose, see here, I'm just trying to type Vijayawada. Here. When I'm trying to type Vijayawada, you can see here, we are getting some link. Whatever we are trying to get, it will be written in title tag. Whatever we are trying to write, it will be written in title tag. So here, if you can see here, see, Vijay Wikipedia. So whatever we have written, it will be displayed here. So whatever we have written in description and all, it will be visible below this link. Like below to this link, we will try to find out the description part and everything. Like for example, you have developed this web page, you can also give the author for it, but we don't focus on the particular description, keywords and author part. So just we will use this first file. So this is how we have done with the first HTML file. Now let me go to the concepts. First one, we have done with the first one, Git part. First agenda of the session, we have done with the Git part. Now we will try to have these concepts, and based upon this concept, we will try to implement a basic landing page. So again, I repeat, just take out a new file, just click on Control and save it. Just write. I'm just trying to write a file name as anchor here. I just don't want to go with the tags. First, we will try to do with the concepts. First, I'm trying to use anchor. So I'm just trying to copy the same file. Here. You can just type it. So let me write. So in this, I'm trying to put some comments. We are trying to learn about links, anchors here. we are trying to learn about links and anchors. So first one, if we can see, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. What do you mean by hypertext? Hypertext is a piece of text that is used to navigate from one page to other page. We can say HTML. The word hypertext indicates it is used to navigate from one page to other page. Whereas ML, that is markup language, it means it is used to apply some text properties, attributes for the plain text. If I want to put some markup to a plain text, we can use some markup. How we can do this markup? We can use this markup using some tags, attributes, and the properties. Tags, attributes, and the properties. So in this, we are trying to learn about the first tag, that is A. A indicates anchor. A indicates anchor. So in the first session, we have discussed style is equal to color red. What is style here? Style is an attribute. In the similar way, we are trying to use an attribute for this called href. href. href stands for Hypertext Markup Language. href stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So I just want to close this and I just want to write Google. I'm just trying to write a Google here. So if you see here, let me open this. You can just click on file, open in browser. I got something called Google here. If you can see, I got a text to the left hand side like Google. Once I click on it, it is not navigating anywhere. But when I write something like this, when I put the URL part, so whatever the page you want to navigate, whichever the page you want to navigate, you can just put in it. Whichever the page you want to navigate, you can just put in it. So once I refresh the page, see here, so it is navigating to Google page. So A indicates anchor tag, href indicates hypertext reference, and a link. Once I click on a link, it will navigate to the particular page. For example, see here, again I want to write the same text. I want to use the same thing. So what happens? Again, if I refresh also, I will get the same word where it will try to navigate to the particular page. But this time, I don't want to open in the same page. I just don't want to open in the same page. I just want to open in the same page. So I can write something called target equals to underscore blank. Target equals to underscore blank. What is the meaning of this? See here, href is an attribute. In the similar way, target is also an attribute which will try to open the link in a new tab. For suppose, see here, I'm trying to refresh. Once I'm trying to click on it, it is going to particular page. But see here, when I'm trying to click on the second page, it is trying to open a new tab. Can you see here? It is trying to open a new tab. First one will try to open within the same page. But second one will try to open in a new tab. We call this one as target equals to underscore blank. Using this attribute, using this property, using this attribute, we are trying to open the link in new tab. First one, a normal hyperlink. A indicates anchor, href indicates hypertext reference. Next one, line number 12, we have used only one keyword here, one other addition, target equals to underscore blank, which means it will try to open the link in new page. See, for example, in some websites we can see like they won't have any application form or something, but once I click on it, you will get some pop-up box. You will get some pop-up box where we can send some emails. There we can use something called mail to. For example, I have used something like hrabcb.com and I'm trying to write send resume. It means where it will try to open an Outlook where the mail ID will be this one, but we can share our links, like we can share our profiles. For example, I'm trying to refresh this. Once I click on this, you can see something is opened here. Like it will try to ask us whether you want to use this mailing option. Here I'm not using it. You can just try it. Here I'm just trying where we can send emails, where Outlook will be opened and where we can send the files. Mail to is a keyword which is used to send the files to a particular email ID. When I'm trying to click on a particular link, we can attach our files, we can write our email ID, and so that the particular files will be shared to that particular email ID what we have mentioned here. That is mail to. Next one. For example, here in this links, I want to navigate within the same page. See, as we have discussed, P indicates paragraph. So let me write P here. I'm just trying to write P here, and I'm just trying to write sorry, lorem. You know lorem indicates by default text you will get. So I'm trying to use this lorem. So if I want to refresh this, I got some text. So I just want to use 10 lorems here. I just trying to type some text here. I'm just trying to type the same text. So whatever the text I got here, I'm just trying to use. So see here, we got the complete page. I got some information in the complete page, but I have some tasks to do. Like when I click here, when I click on the top, it should able to navigate to the bottom of the page. When I'm trying to click on the top here, it should able to navigate to the bottom of the page. This can be done using this hyperlinks. So how we can do? For example, you can just write down here. The next you can just write down here as a href is equals to hash of abc, hash of abc. Click me. I'm just trying to write here. Click me. I'm just trying to write a href equal to hash of abc. Click me and anchor tag close. I have some long text here, but when I'm trying to click on this click me, it should able to navigate to the bottom of the page. It should able to navigate to the bottom of the page. So what I will do is that I will just try to write some ID here. So what is the ID name I have mentioned? I have mentioned an ID name as ABC. Here I have mentioned some ID as ABC. The same ID you need to repeat it here. Whatever we have mentioned in href, we just put on here. So once the user clicks on this click me, it will navigate to the bottom of the page based upon the ID. See here, based upon this ID, it will try to navigate within the same page. So let me see here. I'm just trying to refresh. So click me. Can you see here? To the left hand side, I'm just getting a scroll here. So when I'm trying to click on it, it is navigating within the same page. It is navigating within the same page. Suppose if I want to perform again and again also, you can just try to use the same thing. So this is about links or anchor tags. Links or anchor tags. First one, A indicates anchor, href, hypertext reference. First one is a normal link. Next one is a link in a new tab. Next one is a link with the email ID. Next one is link navigating or jumping within the same page, which is navigating within the same page using an ID value. So the same ID I have mentioned here. So it is stopping the page here. For example, I'm trying to use the same thing. For example, I have copied it and I'm just trying to use the same in between here. So what it will do? It will try to stop the page here itself. See, can you see here? I'm just getting a little bit scroll. So it is trying to top at the particular location. So this is about links. First one we have discussed about a normal HTML file where it has and the structure of the page, meta character set, UTF-8, some paragraph, tag, element, attribute. In the next page we have discussed about anchor tags with all these properties. Now let me take a new file again. I'm just trying to create a new file where in this I will try to write about images. I'm just trying to write about images. We'll just write about images here. What is the use of images? For example, if I want to put some image, in the browser. Like I'm just trying to open this in the browser, so I didn't get any output in this snippet. So I don't have anything displayed here. But I want to put some image here. I just want to put some image here. Let me use some image like tree. Always make sure never you use online link, like never copy the link and paste it. Just download that particular image. As of now, for the practice, just download the image, save the image in the folder where you have created. Please don't save it anywhere, just save in the folder where you are working. Like I'm trying to use a workspace day 1 here, so in this day 1 you just need to save. But here whenever you are trying to save, make sure that you will create a separate folder so that we can find all the images at one place. So let me create a new file here and images. See here, I have created a new folder with images. In this, just to save your file name, like I'm trying to save the file name as tree, and see the extension, it is jpg. Okay, just save a file here. You can also copy the image address and you can also paste it, but as of now we will try to save an image in a folder. So we have saved it properly. Just in images folder we have tree. So here the first property, how we can insert an image in the web page. How I can insert an image in a web page. First tag img. Img indicates image. Img meaning is image. Src means source. Src indicates source. In this I'm trying to put some inverted quotations. I'm trying to put some quotes. How we have done with the hyperlinks like href. In the same way you need to put some quotes here and just close it. In the beginning session we have discussed like few tags will have opening and closing tag, but for the image we will not have any closing tag here. For the image we will not have any closing tag here. In this, it means it will be in the within the same tag. Gulmets followed by image, src, inverted quotations and forward slash. So here we can put something called the image path. So where is the image here? So let me see, images folder and tree. You will find in the folder also. So let me put images forward slash tree.jpg. It means we are trying to use an image with an image folder name followed by the name of the image followed by the extension. Here I have jpg here, so I'm trying to write jpg. If you have png, you need to write a png extension. So let me refresh this. Can you see we got a big image displayed in the browser? We got a big image displayed in the browser. Suppose I just want to decrease the size of it. src is an attribute here. In the similar way, for the image also we have something called height, and next one is width. Height and width. Height and width. In this height, first one, let me put 200 pixel, and let me take here also some 200 pixel. It means we are trying to reduce the image height and width, nothing more. We are just trying to put the image height and width. Can you see the image has been shrink the size what we have given. For example, I have given something here as 100%. 100%. So it will get full screen. For example, I want to write increase the size, height 300 pixel. We got something like this. So tree.jpg. So first one, we have inserted an image in using image tag followed by src. Images is a folder name. Tree.jp is the image name with an extension, height and width. So where it is trying to display the image in the web page. First property. For example, in this images also we have other attribute. For example, I'm trying to use the same value here. I just want to take the same width and height as 300 pixel and 300 pixel. This is how we can reduce the size. But sometimes what happens, we will also use some attribute called alt. Alt indicates alternate text. For example, see, I have written here. For suppose I have written something wrong, like I haven't written the spell right, like TRE. I have written TRE instead of TRW. Then alt will try to display the message behind it. See, can you see? Alt indicates alternate text. For example, whenever you are trying to index your images also, for every image, it is a practice of SEO also, where for every image we will try to write relevant. For example, you have some thing called, I just want to put some name for this, like almond trees. So then we can write here. For example, you have some XYZ business and XYZ trees. You can just write like this. So where it will try to index in the Google images also. But here alt indicates alternate text, where it will try to display the image. For example, it will try to display the image, but image has been not properly formatted, or we have written something wrong. Then this alternate text will be visible. Alternate text will be visible. So let me write JPG here. Image I got. Now, for example, let me take the same image. And I'm just trying to write style is equals to Again, you can also say style is an attribute here. Just I'm trying to write. For example of the session, I'm just trying to use these properties. Float right. Float right. See, I got the image to the right hand side. I got the image to the right hand side. So this is one. See, we can also use so many properties for every tag. Every tags we will have a number of properties in the value which we can write using CSS. But as of for HTML, we are just trying to implement the basic snippets. First one image tag, followed by image with height and width. Next one image with alt attribute and image with next style attribute, like some properties. So this is about how to use images. See, as we have discussed, we call this path as relative path. Whenever you are trying to store an image in a folder, whenever you are trying to store the image in your workspace and you are trying to give a path, we call it as relative path. We call it as relative path. But whenever I'm trying to copy the image address, see here, I'm trying to copy the image address. img src. I'm just trying to write like this. Can you see here? Did I give the path of images followed by image name and extension? No. I have given the image address which is available in the internet, like online resource available. So even when I write like this also, you will get an output. So can you see the image? We got the bottom. But which is the recommended way? Like, should we use alt this relative path or absolute path? See, for example, when the website is down, see, I have used some website called like R blog, some blog is where I'm trying to read the image from there and I'm trying to display in my web page. For suppose this link, this website is down, what happens? The image, whatever we have kept in our website will be down, like it will be not displayed. The image will not be displayed. So I'm just trying to use, can we use the properties of height and width for it? Yes, we can also use height and width for it. So we got. So this is how we have done with images. First one, an index file, followed by an anchor tag, followed by an images. Now next one, we will try to work on list and frames. So let me take a new file again. You can just take a new file or press Ctrl N also. You can just save the file. You can just write the file name with the extension as .html and save it. Once it has been saved, it will be visible to the left hand side of your project folder. So I'm just trying to use the same thing here. So I'm just trying to write next one as list. Next concept, list. What is the use of list? For example, if I want to put some information in an ordered way, I want to display some information in unordered way, I want to keep some heading and I just want to write some paragraph about it, like I just want to give an info about that website, particular content, then we can all use list. List has been categorized into three parts. First one is OL, next one is UL, next one is DL. Let me elaborate it. OL indicates ordered list, UL indicates unordered list, DL indicates description list. Again I repeat, OL ordered list, UL unordered list, DL description list. This is done. So let me write first tag, ordered list. Let me take first example, ordered list. For every list we have something called LI. LI indicates list item. See, for example, I have big points, like I want to write 10 or 20 points. I just want to put some dots before it. I want to put some numbers before it. Then we can use this list. I want to arrange some information in a linear way or unordered way. Then we can use this list. I'm just trying to write LI here. Let me write marker. Just I'm trying to write a marker here. Again, I want to have something called, again I want to display. See, I just want to write some same content. So I have written something like this, OL. Just in order to open the output, click on open in browser. So we got something like this. First one is ordered list. we are trying to learn about. First one is ordered list, where it will try to display the information in the number format. OL, O means ordered. Here, first one is ordered list. When someone asks you like, what is the default type for ordered list? What is the default type for ordered list? You can say number. Number is the default type of ordered list. See, I haven't mentioned anything. For example, I'm trying to take the same thing. I'm trying to use an attribute called type. Type, type, type. So I'm trying to write numeric one, like small numeric, something like I. So if you can see here, I got 1 2 3 4. I got 1 2 3 4. Suppose I'm trying to write the same thing again here, and I'm trying to write capital A, caps A. So see here, we will get the same information in the form of capital letters. For example, I'm trying to take the same info, I'm trying to take the same tag, and I'm just trying to write capital I, like capital Roman number 1. So we got it. We got OL indicates ordered list, LI indicates list item. If I want to put some information, like I have just taken a word, you can put some long text also, where it will try to display the information this way. So these are the only ways where we can do. These are the only ways we can do. For suppose there might be a question. Can you start this numbers from 3 or 4? Can you start this numbers from 3 and 4? For example, I have taken the same thing again, and I'm just trying to copy it here. Then we can write something called start equals to. For example, I want to start with 44. Example. Then we can use an attribute called start. So where it will try to display the information from 44. Display the information from 44. So this is about ordered list. Ordered list has 3 pairs of tags: OL, LI, and based on type. And the last type is we have used something called start, where it will start from the first value. Next one is UL. UL is also same. UL is also same. Let me write UL here. Let me write UL here. UL indicates unordered list. It by default type in this ordered list is number, whereas in this unordered list, whereas in this UL indicates unordered list, it is bullet, that dot marks, like what you got. Next one, for example, I want to get something like circle here. I just want to get circle. You will not get something like triangle or rectangle. You will not get, but which can also be done, but not with we don't have any specific property with it. We need to write some custom code. We have UL type equal to circle, so it is trying to display the thing in a circular format. For example, I have the same values. I have trying to write the same thing here. Let me write some square. So what is the meaning of square here? Square indicates it will try to get in this. So hope you are able to see square format. So first one is ordered list. Next one is unordered list. Unordered list will have something called dots, circles, or squares. These are only the types which has an unordered list. Now next one, let me go with a DL. DL indicates description list. DL indicates a description list. In this we have something called DD. Only for this tag we have additional tags. DD indicates description definition. Sorry. Let me put DD. Sorry for this. DD. First one, DL indicates description. DT indicates description term or definition term. Next one is definition. Whatever you are trying to write, description definition we will call. Description term, description definition. For example, I am trying to write something like Newton's first law. For suppose I am writing Newton's first law and just trying to be a lorem. I don't want to type DL, DT, and DD. DL, DT, and DD. Description list. In this, definition term and definition definition. So we will get something like this. So we will get a heading followed by some information. We will get some heading followed by the information. So this is how we have done with ordered list. Ordered list, unordered list, and description list. And in the same file, let me take one more property. One more property. See, for example, I want to put some map. For example, I have a web page. I just have a web page, and I just want to put some map. I just want to put some map. So we can use something called a Google Maps. Like in the sense, we can use For example, I want to index my location. I want to index my location. Just Vijayawada. Just click on Vijayawada and click on maps. Click on maps. Click on maps. Click on share. Click on share. You will get something called embed a map. Again, I repeat. Go to the browser. Type a location which you are familiar with, and just type maps. In this maps, you will get something called a share option. A share option. Just click on it. Click on embed a map. Click on embed a map. You will get some URL here. Copy this HTML and just place it here. Just place it here. So this is not about list. Okay. I'm just trying to put some map in the same page. Can you see I got some map? So this is a basic like intro way where we can put some map in a web page. I want to put some basic map in a web page, then we can use this. Or else you can also use Google API also. That is another way. But for the basic beginner level, you can put some iframe and you can just put this map. For example, I want this be changed. Then we can do something height and width. Then we can do something called based on height and width and reduce. How we have done for images, reducing the size, height and width. In the same way, for this frames also, for this map, we can reduce height and width based upon these properties. You don't need to type any tag. You just no need to type any tag. Automatically, you will get a piece of text here. You need to copy it here, nothing more. And just refresh the, you will get an output here. That's all. See, this is how we have done with the first part. Like tables we will discuss. See, first one we have started with a git, intro to HTML, hypertext anchor images, some list and some frames. We have done with this thing. We have done this thing. So what we will do is that whatever the concepts we have learned, what are the concepts we have covered, like 4 concepts we have covered. Based on this, let me put some basic landing page, some landing page where you can understand where these elements can be kept in a website, where we can put these elements, where we can use these tags in a website. So for this, let me take a new file. Let me save this new file and write down. I'm just trying to write landing.html. Just always make sure whenever you are trying to create a very first file of your project, you need to save it as index.html. Index.html. As already I have a file here, I'm just trying to use this. So let me copy this. I'm just trying to write landing page. It's basic. It's not a landing page. Just the concepts what we have covered. I'm just trying to show you like where it can be used. See here. Let me open this output in the browser. We got some empty page. We got an empty page. So let me create a basic page where it has some hyperlinks, some images, some content, some map. First, let me start with nav. So nav indicates the navigation, like we can say this as a property of HTML file. In this, I'm trying to use hypertext. A indicates an anchor tag. Next one, I just want to write again some other value about us. So instead of typing, just let me copy this. Okay, home, about us and contact us. Let me write home, about us and contact us. Home, about us and contact us. Let me take a basic intro of the session. We have taken everything in the body tag. We have written everything in the body tag. So let us see this. I got something like this. Let me put some bar. Just I'm trying to give some bars here. So you don't need to. We can use using CSS. We can put so many properties. But for this intro, we have done using this. In this, I'm trying to use align equal to center. But in HTML5, this property has been deprecated. In this sense, we should not use. But for this example, let us write something like this. Home is there, about is there, and contact us is there. Home, about us, and contact us. And let me take a banner image. Let me take a banner image here. So I'm just trying to write some banner image here. So I'm just trying to save this. I'm just trying to save this image. DM. So see here, DM with .jpg. So let me take image src equals to, image img src. What is the image name we have? dm.jpg. dm.jpg. So I didn't get the image. What is the file name? See, you got some error here. What does it means? It means we haven't mentioned the folder name. So let me write folder name. Folder name. We got some images here. So this is very small. So as a for this session, I'm just trying to use this image. Later on we can change. We'll equal to, for example, 100%, but it will be stretched in the sense it will be a little bit blurred. Let it be as a full. I have taken some navigation like home, about us, and contact us. Next one, I have taken some image. Home is there, about is there, contact. Something is there info. Now I just want to take something called. I just want to put some heading here. So let me write some history here. Let me write about us, and I want to write some paragraph here. So let me put this text in the format of p tag. Some info like paragraph. So I have got some paragraph here. If you can see, I got some paragraph. I just want to align this to the center of the page. Just write it here as align equals to center. The center. The first one hyperlink, next one an image, next one a text. For this I'm trying to use a center property, but we should not use. Next one we have something called a text. Next one we got paragraph also. Now I just want to put some map. So as I have done, like let me take some location, Vijayawada, maps, share, embed a map, copy it. Like what are the concepts we have done? I'm trying to put it within the same page. I have got some map also. For this, let me take some tag here, h3. H3 indicates heading tag here. Some heading. Just I'm trying to put heading. P indicates a paragraph. So we home, about us, and contact us. So for this contact us, I just want to align this to the center. So property align is an attribute here, and center is a value. Just getting it. But for this, I want to display this map, the complete width. So let me write width is 600 here. And I write 100%. So what happens? It will try to display based upon the size. Whatever the screen size you have, it will display. Here the height is 450 here. Let me put something called 250. So here, see here, we got home. We got a home here. Next one about us, some contact us. And at the end of the page, I just want to write like some small tag example. Just I'm trying to use this copyright. So in order to use the copyright symbol, we can write and of copy semicolon. Basic page. See, this is a basic intro. So we are trying to put it this way. So we got a basic page copyright symbol here. Let me write 2020. But you should use some date property where it will try to, every time we don't need to change, but it will try to edit based upon the date function. We can use that. Here I just want to put this to the center. So I'm not getting it. Just let me write, or else let me write the property of h6 here. So I got, see, hide, I'm just hiding it. So I got some copyright symbol followed by date. But the task is, when I click on this, it should able to stop it here. When I click on this, it should able to stop it here. When I click on this contact us, it should able to jump to the part of contact us. So based upon the concepts what you have done, like index.html, list I haven't used. I have used iframes here, and I have used images, and I have used anchor tags. Here we can use some property called hash of ABC, where it will try to navigate within the same page. So let me write I want to navigate within the same page, right? So I will add here hash of home. This we can call it as an ID value, about us, and the next one hash of contact us. Contact us. So in order to stop, I will add ID here for where I need to make sure that it should able to jump to the particular part of a web page. Then I can write ID here. Again, I'm trying to write ID equals to about us. So first let me check with the two values, then we can go with third one. See here, when I'm trying to click on it home, it is stopping here. When I'm trying to click on about us, it is able to navigate to the part of the page. When I'm trying to click on home, it is getting here. About us, it is getting here. But for contact us, it is not getting. Why? Because we should able to write something called, we have written hash of contact us, but the same ID we need to mention, we need to mention here. We need to mention here. So let me write ID equal to contact us. ID equal to contact us. We got home here, about us here, and contact us here. So this is how we have done with a basic uh, landing page. We don't call it as a landing page, but what are the concepts we have learned? We have implemented a few hyperlinks, an image, some about us, some contact us, followed by some copyright symbols. Whenever I'm trying to click on it, it is able to navigate to the particular part of a web page, to a particular part of a web page. So this is how we have done with a basic part. Like what are the concepts we have done with? First one, second file, third file, fourth part with a list, and the iframes. So this is how we have done with the, and in this we can also use this git. Like whenever you are trying to put some files, for example, if I want to add the files again, I want to put all the files. For example, you also want to check like what is the line I have written, like what is the files I have written. I will try to just add it here. So what is the command we can add? I have all the files in a day1 folder, right? I have all the files in day1 folder. I have all the files in day1 folder. So let me write git add -a, which will add commit. So it will try to show all the files. It will try to show all the files. Only the last command left, that is, what is the last command? Push, sorry, push, done. So everyday task, like whatever I have done, the files will be visible in my GitHub profile. So once I'm trying to refresh this, so where is my folder? Is so I can find all the files here. So this is done with a basic intro to the HTML and basic intro to the Git, where we can make our website live. So as the end of the session, like we have done with this all these things, table is left. We will try to discuss. What we'll do is that we will try to make sure, look into the presentation part, and we will wind it up, like what the concepts we have done. Let me show you the presentation of the day. Just an overview, not a in-depth. Like you can just have a glance for the day one part, so that you will come to know like what we have discussed. So everyone can see the screen, right? This is of 30 days. First day, this is the first day. We have started with Git. I'm just scrolling it down, because we have discussed in depth like what is each and every word and every syntax. Like tomorrow also we will try to discuss about what is a domain and hosting. This will be an interesting part, like how to host a website using domain name and a hosting, like I want to use some domain name as well as hosting space. Today we have hosted using free, like GitHub we have hosted, but tomorrow I will try to show how to host the website in a live server. This is how we started with HTML. So I don't want to read this paragraph and text everything, but I have shown you practically how it is, like what is mean by HTML. If someone asks you like what is the version, you can say fine. We can call it as the opening and closing tag, the head part, the document outline, like first line I have discussed, the meta character set. Next one about I have discussed about description, keywords, and author, viewport we will discuss. Metachar set. In most of the editors, you will get this tags by default. You no need to type also. Next one we have discussed about difference between element and a tag. This is about attribute, tag and a value. Next one we have saved how to save a file, how to run it. Next about a list. Next we have used only one special character here, and of copy semicolon for the copyright symbol at the bottom of a web page. Hyperlinks, relative path and absolute path. Relative path in the sense which is in a workspace. Absolute path in the sense we are copied from somewhere else from the internet resource. In a new tab to an email ID. And we haven't discussed about tables. Tomorrow we will try to discuss about the tables. And we have done with iframes. And the last part of D1. So what I will do is that I will try to put the URL of the day one. I have only one thing. I have just shared you the link. In this link, you will find the complete course agenda, like what we are trying to learn. In this, you have a day one task. I request like you just create a small page using these concepts. You create a small landing page using these concepts. Generate a live link. You keep some live link, and you can share in tomorrow's session. Like tomorrow's session, you can just share the link, like what you have done. In order to have the revision part also, you can just check this resource link. If you want to download the software, you have a link here. If you want to download the Sublime text, you have a link here. If you want the notes of it also, you have a link. Like once you click on it, you will find the complete documentation of the particular file, like with steps, with images. You can just go through it. And the official documentation, like where I can find all these tags, you can also find in this official documentation of w3c.org. This is the official website. And here you have the list of interview questions on day one. For the day one, I have framed some interview questions, like it is around 40 of interview questions. You can just go through it. Sorry, I can paste only few here. I can just paste only 7 of the questions. So instead of this, I'm just trying to paste this link. You can just go through the link. You will find the complete interview questions. I request everyone to Google it. Like you can just search these questions in online. You will find it. You can find all the questions in online. But if you are unable to answer, you can just ask me. Like first, make sure that you will browse it somewhere. Then it will be very easy. And here comes the end of the session. But I will, if you have any queries, you can just put in the chat. I will try to read. Like if you have any queries. At the end of the series, if you have any questions also, you can just put it down. Like Mahesh is asking, like, can I use Visual Studio? Yes, Mahesh, you can also use Visual Studio. No issues in it. Sublime text you can use. Notepad also you can use. Like, sir, can you share? Okay, same timing. Yes, it will be same timing, exactly at 5 o'clock, 5 to 6:30. It might prolong it, but 5 to 6:30 will be the timing. And yes, I have uploaded everything in the GitHub live link. You can just check it. Yes, you will find complete notes, Naveen. You can just click on Git. I have mentioned the links also for each and everything. If you want to have it again and again also, you can just go to the documentation part and you will understand. And the course is for 30 days. Okay, let me read the comments. If you have any comments also, you can just share. Session is little fast. Sorry, Shravan, like we will try to make it slow. Like, thank you. Okay. Anirudh is asking, like, what is the difference between add and push? Anirudh, add will try to make sure whatever the files we have kept, it will not commit in the sense it will not load from our local machine to the remote machine. Whereas push will try to make sure what are the files we have done, it will try to update in a remote profile, like whatever the profile we have created, it will try to push all the files at once. Yes, Sudipti, like I have shared the complete thing in a link, like in a in my GitHub folder also. Sorry, in a GitHub link also you will find the complete thing. Trinath, session is so fast. Sorry, we will try to make it slow. One question, will you be covering Redux? See, Prabhakar, I have shared you the link in the chat box. You will find the concepts, whatever we cover, you will find the complete link, the syllabus, the concepts, whatever you cover. If time permits also, we will try to cover the concepts, what you have asked. Prabhakar, hope you are clear. Yes, Prem Kumar, you can use brackets. Chetan, thank you. Exam better after. Okay. See, there is no difference, Chaitanya. You can just download Visual Studio. It is developed by them. You can just download it and you can use it. Thank you, Venkat. Thank you for this comments. And if you have, see, I request only one thing. You can ask as many questions as possible. But once before asking me, you just Google it. Just Google it, then it will be fine. What is See, commit will try to save Mohan Raju. Commit will try to save all the files, whatever we have created in our local repository, and push will try to add all the files in a GitHub. Is there okay? Technical team will reply you like so regarding certification. Same timings. See, notes is there. Like complete notes is given in a Git repository, and you have a link also. Prabhakar, thank you, sir. Anchor tag have different colors. Yes, Anirudh, we can give different colors for anchor tag. We can use using CSS. As of now, I haven't applied any part of CSS. I have used only the very basic part of HTML. Sorry, I haven't discussed about this. Like what expect any projects. See, if you want to do any projects also, you can just make sure you can come up with some ideas. We will try to implement it. You come up with ideas, for example, as a part of college curriculum, or as a part of interview purpose. If you want to develop some application and you want to make it in a resume so that it can differentiate from others, like if you want to showcase your skills, you can come with an idea where you will try to implement the complete UI part, user interface, front end part. So next day, can you put English? Okay, Prem, we will try to make it slow. Notes is given in the link. We don't expect. See, oh, Chetan, thank you. The link consists of. Yes, Satish, it contains all the content. Siddhonath, sorry. Thank you for the comment, and we will make it very slow for the next day. Is there any server to do a live project? Yes, Manoj Kumar. Tomorrow we will try to discuss how to host a website in a third-party service providers. Clear concepts? Okay, thank you. See, Gopi Krishna, Git commit will try to make sure whatever the commands we have done, files we have done, it will try to commit it. I can say once you have been doing this, like once you have performed the operation, then you will come to know. Like here is my screen sharing, right? So whatever the files I have created in my Sublime text, right? It will try to save. In a local repository so that before committing. I have shared the link, GitHub link also, Aparo. You can just check the link. Any projects up? No. See, please try to implement the assignments so that you will get very good knowledge on how to implement a project. You can come up with any number of ideas, any number of questions to us. We will try to help you as much as possible. So someone is asking me to share the GitHub link. You can find all the links here. See, Sandeep, I have shared you the link here also. The course content, the daily content also. You can just go through it. I have shared you the link, Sandeep. Tomorrow session, yes. Tomorrow session will be the same thing. Thank you, Kumar. Sure, Harshini, we will try to help you how to make a responsive website. Thank you, Divya. Thank you. See, if you have any queries, you can just put it out. Any number of questions, you can put it out. I have one repair project, but mobile device. So, Nagaraju, you can use Bootstrap for it, or else CSS, as you have mentioned, CSS media queries also. Yes, I will try to help you out. You can reach me. Yes, we can also, Rachna, we can also delete the folder, watch what we have uploaded in GitHub. You will find something called delete option. like settings, you will find some delete option. Can you share the link? Yes, Aparo, I have shared you the link. Can you run the code in mobiles? Yes, you can run the code in the mobiles, but for HTML and CSS, in order to make this into web form of a responsive, you can use Bootstrap or any of the CSS frameworks. Version is in which list we can use combination of bullets and numbers. See, it is based upon the use case, Shravani. Samba Shivarao, sorry for this. Like, we will try to make it slow, very slow. Sir, share the links on YouTube also. See, the technical team will be helping you out. They will try to share you the complete links of APSSDC in the official channel also. You can go through it. You can just comment it down as many queries as possible. I will try to revert you the next day. See, we can't say, see, it is, we won't put any exams or something, but if we can do a project, then it will be very helpful, Madhuri. Like for 30 days, if we can do some project, it will be very useful. I request, like from tomorrow, like the next day, you can just generate a live link. You put, develop some basic application, like using these concepts of all these things. Yes, Sham Shivrao, I can understand. So I will make it very slow. So that is the reason I have trying to give the interview questions also in this link. Again, I'm trying to share. See, hope you have with you. Here you have the day one notes, assignment, links, resources, the software to install, and the interview questions. Every day you will have the complete part. See, if you have any queries, you can just ask me. Thank you, Anirudh. Thank you, Harsh. Like, I request everyone to come up with a project idea by tomorrow. See, we can't share. You can ask the technical team here. Thank you, Anjan. Please come up with a project idea by tomorrow, like what you want to develop for these 30 days. We will try to work on it, and it will be done by you. Like, I won't give a ready-made code or template. You will make it from the scratch. Sure, Madhuri, we will try to make it slow. Manikanta, I have shared you the link just now, like GitHub link notes completely. You can just save this link. Might you have missed. You will find the complete documentation how to upload the. Thank you, Vijay Vamshi. See, the technical team will send you the feedback link. Thank you, Chaitanya. Vishwanath, React is a library here. We will try to develop the user interface, the front end part. And tomorrow we will try to discuss about what is the difference between front end, back end, and all. See, technical team has shared you the feedback link. You can just go through it. Please put. We can just go through. I have already shared Aparo. Like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Manikanta. Like, you can just go through that 40 questions, like what I have shared for the day one. Every day I will try to share you the questions as well as the assignment. Do that assignment and work on those questions.
Okay. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, all the participants. You can fill the feedback. Based on the feedback, we will mark as your attendance. Okay. And that's all for today's class. You all practice the assignments given by sir. And maybe tomorrow at the beginning of the session we will be review all the the concepts that was covered for today. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, I'm closing the session, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for tomorrow.